up, kids? It's Friday. Yes, come on. Yes. Let me put this in the chat. My friend today, Addison Ector. I cannot wait. I hope I'm doing this right. He can let me know when he comes on. I'm getting this right. Hey guys, welcome. Hey Jody. Jody, I still need to get you on, boo. I know, for a full interview. Yes. Yes. Hello, hello. What's going on, kids? Happy Friday. Hope you're well. Yes. Hey, team. Good to see you. Welcome. Come on, kids. Let's find the joy. Let's find the peace and joy. Come on. Yes. How you doing? Hey, Philadelphia. Yes. All right. Well, people are coming into the room. Yes, Dee. I'm trying, baby. Hey, Stephanie. I'm going to put some photos up of my guest today because he is, come on. Okay. He is fabulous. What's... Yes. Happy Friday. Yes. Come on, kids. Let's find some joy and lights. Woo. For the week. Let's see what else we got. Come on. This is Addison Ector, y'all. Look at that. Just brilliant. Yes. How are you guys? Welcome to dannIGeeLive. Girl, my legs hurt, my back hurts. What? Come on. All right, let's see what else we got. Because he is amazing. Okay, look. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I can't believe I know human beings that look like this. Hey, Megan. Megan, are you around tomorrow? Oh, my God. I'm so glad you guys are here. Happy Friday. I'm going to leave this gorgeous picture up while I talk. I think Addison has sent me a request. I would come to you in 2 seconds, Addison. But I just want to say, first of all, happy Friday. And I just always have prayers out into the world. There's so much going on. And I feel like, there's a lot of fear and anxiety and sadness in the world. And I just hope these interviews and anytime I see anyone in these streets that we can just embrace each other, be kind to each other, and just lift each other up as much as we possibly can. It's just a lot going on, with the rent moratorium, the evictions and the things. And it's just so much going on. So if you're in a position to help anybody, any kind of way you can, please do so because we are hurting out here. And this hurt is universal. It's in the ether. It's in the atmosphere. There's so much pain. The people in Afghanistan and Haiti, right here in America, your neighbor. So just check on your neighbors, check on your families, check on your people. I am so fortunate to have so many amazing people in my life. One of which I will give a shout out to the Boo Cat because today is actually our anniversary, kids. Stephanie, it's our 4-year anniversary. Okay. We have made it to 4 years, but he's traveling today. He's out doing his thing, back to working, doing audio on tour for Tom Tom Club. Yes, he's that guy. And so happy anniversary to us. And also happy birthday to my niece, Madison. She is celebrating her birthday today. 22 years young in Philadelphia. And she's just doing her thing. She's in her master's program for social work. I'm so, so proud of her. So shout out to my niece, Madison, and happy birthday. But yes, just, peace and blessings to everybody and just hang in there, kids. So I can't wait to bring in my guest today. I'm so excited because he's an amazing and incredible, as you can see, individual. Addison Ector. He began dancing at the Debbie Allen Dance Academy in LA, Los Angeles. After graduating high school, he was accepted into the scholarship program at the Alvin Ailey School in New York City for 3 years and also attended the Jacob Pillow Contemporary program starting in 2012. Throughout his training, he has performed works by Debbie Allen, Judith Jamison, Ohad Naharin, Thang Dao, Alvin Ailey, Jennifer Archibald, Ronald K. Brown, Matthew Rushing, and many, many more. Immediately following his training, Addison joined Complexions Contemporary Ballet, who, by the way, will be at the Joyce in November, so come see us. Based in New York, under the direction of Dwight Rhoden and Desmond Richardson for 5 years. During his time in Complexions, he has traveled internationally and performed works by Dwight Rhoden, Desmond Richardson, Ido Tadmor, Jay Manju, and Marcelo Gomes. After Complexions, Addison joined, which is where he is now, a talent company Innsbruck, under the direction of Enrique Gasavalga, based in Austria, where he is calling in from. He had to leave briefly to recover from an injury, but then returned and is there now for the 2021 season. He has been performing works there by Enrique Gasavalga, Yuri Killian, Nacho Duato, oh I love, Mauro Bigonzetti, and Uwe Schultz. I hope I said that right. Addison's accomplishments include GAP's Fall 2016 fitness campaign, Corian Du's Ne Me Quitte Pas, and Jill Scott's Back Together music videos. And he's been featured in 2 published books, The Art of Movement by NYC Dance Project and Dancers After Dark by Jordan Matter. He's also been a guest artist with Ballet Dallas, Jamal Barnes Music Expressions Dance, Company XIV, which is Company 14, Burlesque, Appalachian Ballet Company, and Royal Ballet Dance Academy, and the Great Gatsby Ballet based in the Ukraine. He has also had the pleasure of teaching at studios, university, and companies around the world, such as University of South Carolina, the Joffrey Ballet, Texas Ballet Theater, Complexions Ballet, Atlanta Dance Connections, and Dance Innsbruck in Austria, just to name a few. Now, he is just getting back to work. I did pin at the bottom his Cash App. I hope I put that in there correctly. So give some support to this young brother who is out here doing, big things in his career. And again, we got to try to help folks as we can. So let me go and find him and bring this diva in because this is going to be amazing. Long intro, I know, but he is absolutely divine and worth all of that. Oh my God. Addison.
Danny G.
Oh, that's hair.
Oh, you see?
What? I'm crying. Why am I crying? What is wrong with me? Hi, Danny.
Hey, sister girl. Hey, sister.
I miss you. I miss you so much. I'm sorry we didn't get to see each other while you were here. I just look at me. Why am I crying? What am I crying for? Oh, Addison. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my baby. That's my baby.
Danny G.
How are you?
Blessed and highly flavored.
Yes, highly flavored. You look beautiful. Look at you. I mean, just reading all of that about you and knowing a lot of it already, but just, I'm just so proud of you. And I don't mean to sound like some old fogey or trying to be condescending or any of that crap. I'm so proud of you, man. And you're doing it. You're doing it. And, coming through so much and dealing with this pandemic and living overseas and injuries. And I want to talk about all of that so people understand just your journey. But first, let me get to how you doing? What's going on? You look good.
How you doing? But I'm good. I cannot complain. I had one of the best summers of my life.
Okay.
I flew back. I was in New York. And then my sister got married in Mexico, in Cabo. And then I went from Cabo to Cancun. And then I went Cancun to Texas. And then to LA. And then I finished it in New York where my best friend, Alyssa, got proposed to. And then I just came back. So I'm just still on this high from my holiday. But
that's so great because again, like I was saying before, I feel like there's, having a few conversations today with people, there's a lot of angst and rightly so, in these streets. And so it's just great to have this conversation with you and know that you're in a good space and that you're happy and living your best life right now. I'm so happy for your twin, right? You call her your twin, your dancing twin, Alyssa?
Yes. She danced in Dallas Black for 5-6 years. Right. But yeah, so she's gonna be a married lady. I'm so happy for her.
Right. And today is, the anniversary with the Boo Cat. And so he's traveling today, but we had a nice little private, quiet celebration last night. Just the two of us, he made dinner. And, it's about celebrating those moments, however big or small you can, because as we know, with this world today, nothing is promised.
Exactly.
The next minute, the next day, the next anything is promised. Let's be all morbid.
Exactly.
But we have think like that, you know, like we really have to embrace each other and move forward and all these opportunities and blessings. And so, first of all,
Oh,
let me see that hair. Turn that head around. Let me see that hair. Yeah.
oh wait. My mother and my family had to deal with all of this. They had this. I have to cut this off, like, right before, not right before I start work, but for the first show. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
living it up. I'm just tossing it. I'm hitting people with it on purpose. Like,
So for people that are just tuning in, this is Addison Ector. Now, hey, Kristen, this just joined in. Do I have your Cash App at the bottom there? Can you see the print at the bottom? Okay, so
I
that's Addison's Cash App. So I'm just saying, if you want to help a brother out while he's on his dance dreams,
feel free to
feel
support
free.
Addison Ector Starving Artist Fund.
And his website is also linked in my bio. So please visit his website and just check out everything he's up to. His merchandise,
Yes,
all of it. It's just
right.
your TikTok is blowing up. Addison's TikTok is insane.
Something to do, right? Just something.
I mean, why not? These are free apps that we can use for our social and promotion.
Hmm.
And who else is going to do it for you, right? I don't have anybody promote me out here in these streets. I
You know,
never have. So guess what? I'm going to do it for myself.
that was the biggest thing that I took away from the pandemic was this is nothing but the perfect time for you to establish something. I don't know what it is, but start something.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
if I wasn't gonna do TikTok, but I ended up on TikTok. And then that just boomed, and then I got verified on Instagram. So I made it.
You got the blue check. I know. I'm trying to get that blue check a few times, and they're like, "Sorry." I'm like,
I know I've been rejected for many of years, and then one day I was like, "Let me just try it again." And then next thing you know, 10 minutes later, it's like you're verified, and
"Well, you
it's like
have so many followers." I did not realize until like a few days ago because I was showing my boyfriend your Instagram page. I was like, "Oh shit, Addison has 50-some thousand. What? That's amazing. Good for you. Why not?"
I know. Hey, people love me on point.
But my whole point is, and again, I'm not. My platform isn't all bashing folks, but
Hmm.
there are people out here with not even 1/100th of your talent that've got millions of followers. You are a bona fide artist. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've breathed it.
Thank
People should know who you are. I'm sorry. That's it. So that aside, for anyone that's just joining us, this is Addison Ector, and you are calling in from.
Innsbruck, Austria.
Now, where is that exactly?
Okay, so better like you gotta look on a map, right? There's Munich, Germany, and then 2 hours south of Germany in Austria, because you have to imagine that Austria looks like a chicken drumstick. You have to think of the meat and then the bone, like this. And the meat is Vienna,
Okay.
and the bone is Innsbruck. So
Oh,
so anywhere I look, there's mountains. There's just
so you
mountains.
that's beautiful.
Yeah. So
So you're in the bone.
I'm in the bone, but you know what? I'm 2 hours from Munich, 30 minutes from Italy, 4 hours
Yes.
from Zurich, Switzerland.
Oh,
The access is just insane.
all countries and cities that I absolutely love. And that's the one thing about this pandemic that obviously for us as touring artists, I mean, I miss traveling and, I haven't, obviously done as much as when I was performing, but even just traveling as a presenter, and just on vacation for myself, I miss that. So I definitely want to get back to living abroad with you and what your experience has been like. But as I always do, I love going back and hearing people's backstories and their childhood dreams for young people that are watching and aspiring to be a musician. So tell me about baby Addison and like your childhood and who your parents were, what your family life was like.
Oh, my family life. So I'm the youngest of three. I have a half brother and an older sister. I was the young one, didn't know what I was doing. My brother, he was already way older and moved out and then got married. But then my sister was like the basketball player. She's 4 years older than me. So a little baby Addie just didn't know what he wanted to do. He was like, oh, we always support her and her basketball dreams, and I don't know what I'm doing. And then I tried out for gymnastics because I saw it was the year of Athens, 2004, of the Olympics.
Yes.
And I was like, I want to try that. So then I go to the Los Angeles School of Gymnastics. They had me try out. They were like, oh, he's at intermediate level. And I only know how to do a cartwheel. I don't know how. I'm flexible, naturally flexible, but
yes, you are.
Intermediate level. And then they're like, oh, but we're not done with the like audition yet. So then he takes me back. He sits on a mat. I sit in front of him and he just rips my legs apart. And he things. I said, absolutely not.
How old were you?
I was 12 or 13.
Oh my God.
And you know, I'm just the young, flexible. I know I'm flexible, but just loose. Just ganked. Just, I don't know how to control it.
Yeah.
And then not too long after that, I decided to go for dance. And then my mom took me back to audition because she took me when I was younger to audition at Debbie. But then once I decided to actually go for it, then I went to dance. And then that's where Baby Addie was. Just
So wait, you went, so it cut out for me a little bit. So did you go first to Debbie Allen?
I only stayed at Allen.
Yes.
Yeah, so I stayed there. I think she opened up her studios in 2002. 2001, and I came in 2004. So I was one of the OGs of the babies, but like, so it was good. It was a good time. And
Debbie Allen, I tell you, she is for me the ultimate inspiration queen. I mean, next to maybe Tina Turner, but Debbie for me, and first of all, throughout my entire life, I've had people say to me that I remind them of, you know, Debbie Allen. Used to be a young Debbie Allen, but now that I'm, you know, older, now I just look like Debbie Allen. Okay. But I mean, oh, I'm sweating. I'm sorry, I'm sweating up in these streets. Okay, it's hot in New York. Okay, I'm just like,
hey, and it's freezing 50 degrees today.
Okay. Oh, really? And so, you know, just knowing that you were in her school and like, did you see her walking around? Did she just like stop and talk to you? Like, what was she like to be around all those times?
Man, she was just yelling at the kids.
Right.
She's just, you know, she's such a powerhouse that her presence radiates like throughout the walls of her building, and like it's just inspiring. And you know, she's basically that black mama, that black auntie that I'm not taking any mess from y'all. She was like, you came here to dance, and what she was on Fame and what she presented on was exactly who she was in person.
Really?
Yeah, so she has no, I don't know. And did you see the her documentary on Netflix, The Hot Chocolate?
I was boo-hooing the entire time.
She's
and
been
walking out of the classroom. She's like, what are those nails?
She said, y'all out here wearing heels when y'all need to be on the floor in your splits. Y'all out here looking for boys. Y'all need to be.
Okay. I mean, I always felt like if I ever get the blessing or the honor to run a dance school or run a dance company, I really do feel like I would have that same vibe. Like even in my job at Summer Stage, when we do the citywide programs, like there's that connection with young kids of color that I just feel like I mean, all kids really. Like, what are you doing? Let's go. Come on, but it's with love. It's never from an angry or nasty, hurtful place. It's always just like, what y'all doing?
I want to make it right. Like,
yeah, exactly. And so, what I'm curious about though, like, what were your first early like inspirations for dance? Like, when did you see dance?
Well, you know what? That's so funny. I do not recall any of that. I just knew that I was really good at the video game Dance Dance Revolution. The arrows, you know, I had a good beat. I could click the arrows really fast. And I was like, really? I think I was naturally dancing around, but not knowing. So I was find where that can be used. So maybe gymnastics was the way. But I don't think I ever was like presented with like photos and dance videos of like, you know, Alvin Ailey or anything. I just knew. And then my mom, she did try. She took me to the Debbie Allen building, and I just went in there, and I was like, they're wearing tights. I don't want to do this. Do this. And then next thing you know, I'm back in there. But I think even when I was at Debbie, it wasn't for a profession. It was just a hobby. It was just an cool, like something to do. I know I'm good at it, so why not just keep doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned into a profession when I moved to New York and danced at the Ailey School.
Well, do you recall, I mean, what your first live dance concert performance that you ever saw? Even was it until you moved to New York?
Well, Debbie Allen, well, Alvin Ailey came every year to Los Angeles at the Third Center. I do recall that show, the school show, and then I also remember Debbie Allen taking the kids to Las Vegas to go see Cirque du Soleil. I
Yes.
do recall that. I don't recall the very first show, but I know it was one of those. But then also just the recitals from the school and just seeing like the advanced level. And then you had like Danny Tidwell in there. I know
Danny
Chris Nobles
Well.
was in there. Like Chloe Arnold, who's like Syncopated Ladies,
Yes.
out of tap. So I'm like proud. I like claim her. There's just some
Yeah.
people that came before me that are like big names now that I'm like so grateful to have like been under. But definitely, and then Stephen Smith was my modern teacher, and he did
Really, Stephen Smith?
yes,
Oh,
yes, former Ailey dad.
gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, I've been trying to find him. I don't know where he is, but I've been searching for him like so far. But he was like oh my gosh, he was over there teaching Blue Suite and Escapades and he was teaching the kids. It was really great. Oh
I
my
think
god.
it's so interesting and fascinating to me that a lot of the people I've interviewed for this series, I guess we can call it now, a lot of their first, especially dancers, a lot of their first dance experience, seeing dance, was seeing Alvin Ailey, especially people that I've interviewed of, Black dancers. And, you know, seeing people that looked like them on stage was very, informing and gave them that sort of push to say, oh yeah, I can do this. I know for me, obviously it was Philadelphia, but then, seeing people in Alvin Ailey like Sarita Allen who weren't, say, bone thin, because, that wasn't me, but just knowing that, I have a certain body type. I'm very muscular, thick legs, that, yeah, I can do this too and succeed. And so coming to New York, now tell me about the transition from, or how did you know about Complexions? Because if you guys don't understand, first of all, Addison Ector, Dancing with Complexions, was one of the star dancers
The
of
live
Complexions Contemporary Ballet. From the time I worked there, from 2014 to currently, I mean, seriously, you can't take your eyes off Addison. And then, of course, your star turn and Stardust, on point. I mean, in the David Bowie rock star musical. But tell us about finding out about Complexions and
well,
how that happened.
well, I was at the Ailey School. I was there for 3 years, and then I had a few teachers that would just say, "Have you heard of Complexions? You should try for Complexions." And I'm like, "No, they're too fierce. Like they're too amazing." In my head,
Really?
that was in the what year was that? That they still had Clifford. Turk was young and new. You had Natia. You just had all the legends.
Maybe Rubinal. Was Rubinal still there?
I think
Ruby Crunk?
so.
Oh,
That might have been like my very first time auditioning, but for me, it's like the old heads were like Sabra, I think
Gary.
Gary, Edgar,
Gary.
goodness. So I'm looking at them like I don't even know how to control my legs, and
Really?
so I auditioned. So out of the 3 years, I auditioned for them in my second year.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so interesting just to see all these black men with legs, and they were tall, and they were all auditioning, and I was like, now how do you make yourself look unique and different and individual
Mm.
in a group that is basically a whole bunch of views?
Right.
So, but I was young. I made it. I think I made it to the first or second rep, and then they cut me. And then I was like, my third year, my final year at Ailey, I was like, okay, I need to find a job. I need to find.
Yeah. Well, so wait, go
Um,
back for me for a second. So the first time you auditioned and then got cut, because I know Dwight. Dwight, did he say anything to you? Did he give you any kind of like, you're good, come back another time?
Not in that moment. It wasn't until I got the job, talked about it at some point, and he told me, him and Dez. He talked to Dez, and Dez was like, "We don't have time." But
What?
but they were interested. He was like, oh, what about Addison? And he's like, we don't have time because business wise, whatever the programs were, the season was, they didn't have time to like mold and
Got you. Oh, I got you. Okay.
they didn't have time to mold this.
Yeah.
And then the following year I auditioned, and then that was a 2-day process. The men and women were separate, and then the next day they came together and did partnering stuff. And I remember I was in the back corner at City Center, and Dwight walked all the way over to me and was giving me like notes and things. And I was like, well, if anything doesn't go right, I had a private today.
Yes, you did.
Talk to me. And then that's when I was offered an apprenticeship.
And what year was that?
2013.
Right. And so who came in with you? Were you the only one hired that year?
It was me, Young Sil.
Young Sil.
Phil came back.
Mm-hmm.
Or Ronald came back. Makala. You remember Makala? She was a tall white girl, full-figured. I remember, I think there was a day you came in, I don't know where, was some studio, and I think it was like a sponsor rehearsal, and you were there. I don't know where this was, unless it was like my first season, but we were the apprentices. But she was so bigger than me, and I was a toothpick, and and Dwight was like, do you know how to partner? And I was like, not really. And he was like, well, you'll figure it out. Well,
Dwight has some of the most incredible and difficult partnering I've ever seen. I mean, if you've ever seen Complexions Ballet, you know that partnering is no joke. It will get you gathered in terms of partnering.
No problems once you leave it and you go somewhere else, and then you're like, oh, they're like, everything else is just like it's easier.
Yeah.
No.
That was the things that I loved about your dancing. Not only your dancing period is on your own, like in solos, group settings, whatever. But you're partnering. I mean, you were paired a lot with Shanna, which was gorgeous. Shanna Irwin, who's now with the Ballet Jazz in Montreal, right? Who were some of your other partners? Did you partner with Young Sil a bunch or no?
Oh, she was like my main partner.
Right.
She was the one that really got me together. And Ashley Mayu.
Yes, who's back at Ailey, by the way.
Guys, right? But Ashley, she really got me together because when we were doing Dwight Rhoden's Moon Over Jupiter, she was my partner for most of it. But she really helped me get the grips and things. And then Young Sil, I took her artistry because she knows where to place her head and her neck.
She does. You're right.
So anytime that I dance with her, if she looks that way, I'm going to look that way. So like, then it just became a whole thing. And that was great. I danced with Larissa Gursky. I've almost danced with every girl. I danced with Julian at one point. Jillian. Jenna. I danced with Samantha Figgins my first season. That scared the hell out of me.
I mean, these are all amazing people. I mean, Dwight and Des, they really have an eye for picking just extraordinary talent. It's rare that I've seen anyone in the company that I was like, anyone's just twice in the 27 years that they've been around, right? But now that I'm remembering, I actually remember the first time I saw you. I don't know if you remember this. Jamal Barnes was having auditions at the Ailey School for his company or something, and you were demonstrating. And Jamal's story was also in the room. And I'm not sure why I was there. Maybe Jamal just asked me to come by and just take a look. But I remember being in the room and you were demonstrating for Jamal Barnes. I was like, who is that?
Gosh, yeah, that's because I met him at Jacob's Pillow. And somehow that went to New York, and then that's when I started like working with him. And he was like my very first professional gig.
He's amazing. So talented. Yeah. And so all the years, in New York, dancing with Complexions successfully. And, if you can share, if you want to share, what was the decision to go to Europe?
Well, I had surgery on my leg. I had a fracture around my 4th season. Going bad for like 2 years. And I finally made the decision to say, hey, boss man, I got to get this checked out. So I went and checked out. By my 5th year, I knew it was my last season. I knew that I don't want to say there was not more for me to do, but I could feel that in the business of it and the structure of the works, I did not feel that I could go further. Also, we were in a place where we were booking programs that were the same. So we were doing Stardust for about 3 years. Would maybe change one out of the 3 ballets. I was like, you know what? Like, this is great, but I also want to like expand. But I love Complexions, so I'm like, I would stay there as long as I could.
Absolutely.
But I knew that something was calling me, and I just didn't know. So I did my research. Children, do your research.
Kids, do the research, kids.
Do the research. Go look on Google. You know, all it takes is a Google map search and type ballet companies, and then they're all gonna pop up, and then you just send your information to everyone. So then I just did my research, and I sent everybody emails just saying, like, I subjected, you know, male ballet submission, dancer submission, and I just, you know, sent it. And then I heard back from this company here, allowing me a private audition because
Really?
yes, because in Europe, they have their auditions between January and March. In America, you have auditions basically before the summer.
Right.
And
True, yeah.
they do that because it gives the dancers that are leaving time to find a new job. How smart is that?
So smart. So smart. But I'm just impressed that, A, you just cold emailed these companies and was like, hey, I'm boo boo. I mean, of course, you had to have sent your resume and everything else, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's impressive. So, right, okay. And so did you flew there to have this private audition, or how did that work?
So we were on Complexions was on tour in Hawaii for a week, and we hopped from island to island, which was probably one of the best tours that I've been on in Complexions.
Yes.
But even before that, once I got the confirmation that I could audition, it took me 2 weeks to convince myself that I was worthy enough to even go and try and get this job, because nobody just goes to audition. Usually you do a European audition tour. So you usually get like 3 or more auditions lined up. So then you could, like, you know, you have multiple chances. But I was like, you know what? Let's just go. So then I booked the flight from Hawaii. So that's 6 hours from LA. I had a 5-hour layover. LA to London was 11 hours for a layover in London, and then a 2-hour flight to Austria.
Oh my God!
I had no sense of anything.
Right.
Yes. And then I got there, and then the ballet mistress loved me. She already loved me from like my pretty email and my pictures. And they were looking for 10 people. They had a huge turnover. So they were, and I came after the audition. So they were waiting for me to come. So basically I go in there, I take company class. My director comes in, he like he's such like, he's Spanish, he's from Spain. So he's like, he walks in, he just sits down on the bar in between dancers, just like sits on the bar, and he's just staring at me. And I'm like,
yes. Oh
no. Okay. And then it was backwards, because, you know, in an audition you would dance first, then have the interview last. But I had class first, I had the interview. And the biggest thing in the interview was like, we were talking and we're just like chatting it up. And then he was like, you're not going to ask about the rate, the salary? I was like, why would I ask for the salary if I don't even know if you like me? I was like, maybe, you know, like, we haven't even danced yet. And like, you're asking about the salary. And I was like, you can tell me the salary. Like, we still have like the rehearsal.
Yeah.
So then we went into the studio. I learned 3 solos and a pas de deux.
Wow.
And I'm very quick. I'm very fast, very fortunate that I'm a very fast dancer. So I learned all of that in an hour and a half.
Wow.
And then my boss is the director, sitting down on the floor. the ballet mistress comes and sits next to him. They look at each other and they're like, "You're hired."
Just like that.
Just like that. And
Wow.
I was like this. I said, "Are you sure?" I was, I'm like this. I'm like, are you sure? Like, you don't want me to step outside? You don't want to sit me?
Right.
Oh, you don't want to call me tomorrow? Like, he was
So
like,
you don't have to say what it is, but I'm assuming since you're still there that the rate is decent.
the rate, the health insurance, the everything. We get paid 14 times, 14 14 months. So we get two bonuses, a winter bonus and a summer bonus. Yes.
What?
Then they were like, if you want it, and then I was having pain in my leg, and then the doctor was like, oh no, if you wanted anything done, it would be free. So like insurance just pays for any surgery for anything. What else?
Come on, Europe.
Like like it's Austria though. Austria is a very special
Yeah.
country because even I've heard Germany has some like things. No, it's like I came back because also side note, I feel that I'm ready to like transition into something else. I don't know what else is. Just full-time dancing. I'm like, okay, let's eke this out as much as I can.
Yes.
You know, full-time dancing is just a lot of work.
Tell me, yes, as we know, right? So tell me though, go back a second about your leg. So was it a similar injury to what Missy Copeland had, the stress fracture and the shit?
Basically the same thing, but she had a different surgery. We had the same doctors.
Who's
But
doctor? Can you say?
Dr. Rose.
Donald Rose! Donald Rose is her doctor? Doctor, first of all, kids, let me tell you something. First of all, thank you for joining us. I'm talking to Addison Ector. Oh, lightning. Oh. Did you hear that? So Dr. Donald J. Rose is a miracle worker. He was the company doctor for Alvin Ailey when I was in the company back from 91 to 97, and he's still the company doctor. And when I started having trouble with my hip, I mean, he's just brilliant. I mean, ultimately, I had to stop dancing because the injury was too severe. But even later in life, when I had other issues, you know, I was able to go back to him because he was on my regular insurance. I mean, I just love him. And he knows dancers. If you go to his office in New York, he's got posters of all of us on his wall. I mean, he really loves dancers. And it's not even money for him sometimes because he's good, right?
That's
and
exactly.
He donates his time. I mean, he's just fabulous. Oh, I'm so glad you went to see Dr. Rose.
And yeah, he was a miracle worker because I think Misty has a plate. I think she maybe had one stress fracture, like, you know, one like little what's it, the splints. I can't even find the word. She had one that they just needed to put a metal like plate over her leg, and then for me they had to put a metal rod in my leg because I had many like stress fractures and shit. Like years of dancing on international stages and domestic stages.
I mean, so can we just talk about that for a minute, because that comes up to where, you know, dancers are so strong and we can absorb so much pain and push through that people have no idea. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good thing, because listen, you know, but that thinking of, you know, I got to keep going no matter what. And I do remember you were in pain for a while and really trying to do it. And, you know, so how are you feeling now?
Well, that's it's okay. It does come back when I moved here, actually my very first season. It wasn't, but after I was fine in Complexions on my last year. Come here, not 2 months in, I'm starting to feel something in my leg. I've never worked this hard. I never worked in a home theater where I don't tour, and I'm here for 10 months with only Christmas and Easter off, and then I'm just dancing every day.
Right.
I work from 10 to 2, and then I work from 6 to 10.
Wow.
So in my head, I'm like, where's the healing time? Where's the recovery time? Because once you go to sleep, once you get home, you get off of work at 10. I don't get home until like 10:30. And then I got to eat dinner. So I'm not going to sleep until like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
For 6 days a week. So my first season, I was in pain. I was like, I was like, what's going on? And then my boss has connections, and they found like the best like, what is he? Man, he actually works for the national ski team of Austria.
Oh, wow.
Flies out with them because they break their bones all the time skiing.
Mm.
I went to him every month and got an X-ray every month, and he basically checked every month, and he was an hour away, so I would take the train an hour. I would like go early in the morning, maybe miss class, and then come in afterwards. But it got to a point where in my first season, I ended up saying that I had to like leave.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stay, but if I stay, then I'm not going to be happy because I'm not happy because I'm like being very straightforward with my boss because I didn't want to push through anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I really like, I want, and he knows my work ethic. So he like knows that I'm not lying. And he was
Right.
there at the doctor. He like was with me the whole time.
Nice.
Got to a point where we were doing the triple bill with Uwe Schultz and Nacho Duato and Uwe Schultz. And I got to a place where I was like, I can't do all three.
Ugh.
You know, and it's rare that, you know, then like
It's
even
hard, right?
hard.
Don't give up.
I was like, I really I just can't do all three. And he was like, which one hurts you the most? And I was like, Nacho. And then Nacho was the person that showed up in person.
What?
He showed up in person and he saw the show and he was like, oh, you're the one with the leg injury. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, you didn't look injured on stage tonight.
No. Well, of course. You're not going to go out looking crazy.
Exactly.
But, dude.
And then it got to a point after that. There was another resident choreographer who was very grounded, modern. And I'll get low like that. Like my leg is completely yelling at me. So it got to
Addison.
I was like, I need to just take a year off and figure out what's going on. And he even told me, my boss, he was like, I would rather have you here at 75% than hire a new dancer that's at 100%. And I was like, I really appreciate that. But I was like, it's like a battle in my head right now because I didn't even want to take class anymore. It's just the pressure of having to do this 10 a.m. every single day.
But also the pain. You don't realize, I mean, I lived in so much pain when I first injured my hip and before the surgery. Pain can really put you in such a depressive state. When you're in that much pain every single day,
yes.
It's like nagging at you, it can wear you out. So I get it.
And I can only be so thankful that my director and my ballet master were just so like understanding and to a point where I never felt like I was like coming into this company. I felt like such a professional dancer and like they treated me as like a soloist and sometimes as like a dancer. And I never felt that feeling before because I just felt like I was going through a career and I had to start from the bottom, make it to the top. And I was fighting to be seen. And then to actually get here and know that I'm like good. So I didn't have to worry about like, you know, that other conversation that you have when you're younger and you're trying to make it. Like here, I was like, oh, I made it. I'm here. So I'm good. So then that fight didn't happen, but definitely at the point where I was like, all right, I just need to take a year. I said a year, but I was like, I just need to take a moment because if I stay here, then I'm just going to have this constant battle with myself. But yeah, I decided to come. I moved to Dallas for a year.
Right. Right.
I didn't dance that much. I did Nutcracker. I did, I guess for a winter show, like one program, one ballet. And then I was a teacher on the Joffrey School audition tour. So they would send me places to audition kids.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I did that. And then the pandemic hit. And then, I think I would say that I had a very positive experience because I moved back to the States to sit my butt down and not do anything. Like that was my reason for not dancing anymore, was to sit down and recover my leg. So that was probably the best thing to happen to me. But then even before that, I knew that I was in a place where, well, how long is this break gonna be?
Right.
So then it got to the point I was like, you know what, Addison, just push through now with full-time dancing. And then when your body says, all right, you're good, then your body will tell you it's good, and then I can transition into something else.
Yeah, and you're already doing it. I mean, your modeling campaigns. I remember being so excited seeing your Gap ads around the city.
Oh,
What?
I was,
I know him.
I was so, and it was Desmond that told me. Desmond was like, Addison, I got a call from Gap. You need to call them back. I was like, Gap. It was so crazy.
It was awesome, and all the stuff you're still doing, and the growth again of your TikTok. But so I think yeah, keep pushing, because obviously you have a look, you have the body, you've got the talent, and you can do it all. Why not? Like, I used to, when you were talking back before about, am I worthy? Will they pick me? All this other stuff. And, even me doing this, right? So I've been doing this since last April. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, are people going to tune in? No one's going to care. What's happening? I'm like, girl, stop it. You know people, you like to talk, you love to entertain, go with it. I have a meeting next week with an agent. We'll see what's going on. I mean, even though, again, I say this all the time, this has been a horrible, it still is horrible, pandemic. But utilizing this platform, using technology, hosting these online programs. I just did this thing for the Joyce. I'm hosting a gala next month. And it's crazy. And then, look, so I'm dancing, right, next month at Little Island.
Yes, I heard. I saw you. I saw your videos done with rehearsal. I saw you. I seen you.
I'm still nervous to say what the solo is, only because I haven't rehearsed with the actual choreographer yet. I've learned the solo.
Okay.
It's less than 3 minutes. But until the choreographer sees me and is like, okay, then I'll feel okay to say what the actual solo is.
Yes.
But I'm so excited, and again, I got into my head about the fact that I can't lift my leg above 45 degrees anymore. That's just real, especially the side, like Alyssa Khan, arabesque.
Mm-hmm.
Look, are you ready? I got 2 fake hips, kids. Yes, I do. Danny G is Full Metal Jacket on there. I got 2 fake hips. That's the reality, okay? I own it. I'm okay with that. I'm healthy. I can walk. I can still do what I got to do. Okay, I can still do what I got to do. But I was all in my head about it. And the woman that was coaching me, she was like, ain't about that.
Yeah.
You got to give that goddess presence. It's not about your leg being right here. It's about this.
Yes.
And once I let that go, I had such a good time. I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm good. I'm good. So I just also want to ask you about, again, living in another country, in Austria of all places, but going from a company that's diverse, very diverse, to Austria. What's the demographic makeup or the nationality makeup of the company?
The company? Well, there are no Austrians in the company.
Really?
And
are you serious? Hey, Megan Rose.
Hey, Megan.
Yes,
there's no Austrians, and it's funny because once my director got the directorship, 12 years ago, he did a press conference, and they were like, "Why don't you have any Austrians in your dance company?" And he was like, "Because they're not good enough."
Ooh.
And then
that's so shady. He, just like that, he said it.
Like he was very straightforward because he was like young and good. Like he's still the same way. It's very direct, but it is basically you live in a country that is very I would say privileged. That when it comes to hard work and dancing and the things that we have to do to become successful dancers, they don't want that. They don't want those problems.
Okay.
Ballet for the people. But there's like 5 different regions of Austria, and 4 out of the 5 are giving contemporary, modern, contemporary ballet. And then Vienna is doing just classics and some ballet stuff. So, but here we have the majority is Italian. Then you have, now we have new dancers. 2 are American, so now there's 3 Americans in total. You have my homegirl, Umi, black girl. She's French and Senegalese.
Okay.
We got 2 Japanese, 1 Spanish, 1 Chinese. What else? did I get everybody? One Australian, a new Australian. But the majority's Italian.
That's
Cause, you know,
that's so fascinating. Because of course, I was going to ask you, are you the black folks up in there?
there's two. But last year we had four.
Wow.
Yeah, I was able to get Gabrielle Salvato. She did.
Mm-mm.
She trained at DTH.
Okay.
Her and her husband were gonna audition for this company, and then the pandemic hit. And then she told me that she was gonna audition for this company. So
Mm-hmm.
then my boss, one day in the pandemic, was like, I need help finding a girl. And I was like, well, I know about this girl. So
Mm-hmm.
he got hired, and then another guy left, and then he hired the husband. So then there was four black people in the company, and that was history.
That's incredible. I love it. I love it. I mean, I've been having a conversation with someone about, just a particular dance company. And in the history of the company, they've never had any black women or any black female choreographers or anything like this. And, if I'm going to go anywhere, I need to see a me. I need to see a me somewhere in there.
Yeah,
That's just who I am. It's important to me,
Yeah, my first season, I was the only black person.
What was that like for you?
It was fantastic in a way that I had no problem being a token.
Mm-hmm.
Knew that this was just a different type of diversity. I grew up in diversity all my life, so I had no problem being that. And I've known that I've been put in a lot of positions where I am the only black person, depending on my normal job, regular job. So I had no problem being that person, but also it just came to a level where I had nothing to prove at all.
Right.
Like nobody else has my experience.
Right.
As a black person, as an American, as a black American, as a gay man, all of that combined brought me here to say, okay, I can just do me. And then with my director, my ballet master, it's like I'm able to just be here and be present. And that was the year that I almost danced on point. I was Josephine Baker and Frida Kahlo. And then that didn't happen because my leg got injured. And then I was tapping in a musical. I did West Side Story in Chicago. These are the things that I would have never thought that this could possibly be happening to me.
Right.
Just to have this plethora of ballets to be dancing.
Yes.
Just because it's like, hey, if I would have never took that step to do my research and come here. Nothing wrong with staying in Complexions because I love Complexions. Hey, if they ever want me back, they know who to call. They need. They just if y'all
Desmond.
If you need a dancer when you're in Europe, let me know.
Yeah.
I love Complexions, but I would have never then had this experience of story ballets.
Sure.
Because my very first role was Puck in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes, I remember the pictures.
That was an experience where story ballets was so new to me because I'm just so used to just going outside and just dancing.
Yeah.
The best.
But also living there, I know what the company structure is, but just where you live, you're surrounded by mountains. And do you know your neighbors? Do you speak any of the language yet? What's the language? What's going on, Addison? You're like, hey, y'all. How has that been? Are there gay clubs you can go to? Where are the children?
Innsbruck is not the place. I specifically came here for work, and that is all that I do is work. This town is basically more of a university. It's a university town, and I would say retirement, because this is the tourist attraction for winter sports. And
Really?
Have a lot of spas and a lot of things of that nature. Mm-hmm. I know a little bit of German. The first thing they had me learn was, saying, excuse me, can I order a beer? A big beer, a small beer, a glass of wine. So I know how to.
Okay, that's all you need to know. Guten Tag.
Dankeschön, guten Tag, guten Nacht. Ein kleines Bier bekommen. Genau is my favorite word. It means exactly, but I kind of use period. Period. I'd be like genau. No, and then I'm learning Italian from my Italian people. I'm learning French. I have a little Japanese. It's just there's just so many things. And then living, in Complexions, you had so many diverse people there as well. So like
Yeah.
languages. And I realized that with languages, you only have to know the basics. You
Right.
really don't need to know, structure and this, that, and the third. You just need to know just like how to say where is, how are, like
Please
those.
and thank you. I mean, right? How are you?
How are you? Like, that's the only thing you really need to know to
Yeah.
really
So in rehearsals, though, do they mostly speak English though? Because that's like sort of the common language. Super.
only, it's
Yeah.
only
Um,
English. The Italians speak Italian to each other. The French people speak French to each like. But with me, everyone speaks in English.
that's great.
But in the theater, all German. All German. So when we have the orientation with the entire theater,
Mhm.
um, they're gonna be speaking in German that entire time. And then
Wow.
we're just sitting there like, hmm.
Right. What are they saying about us? It's like we look
What?
at the salon and they're talking Korean like, I know what you're talking about my feet. Like, let's say. So wait, it was almost an hour. Good Lord. So I want to go back to because everyone knows, well, not everybody, but they should know. You're amazing on point, as we know. So tell us when did that start? Were you got attracted to dancing on point shoes? Because you're incredible on points. And if you don't know what on point means, it's on the tippy tiptoes, ballerina point shoes, all that. Addison is excellent, excellent on point. So tell me about your point shoe journey.
My point to journey. So I was at the Alvin Ailey School, and Kat Wildish would be teaching her point classes and her ballet classes. And, as a rising, young, energetic dancer, I would say, I'm going to go on Saturdays and take extra classes. So I went, and I knew that I had feet and legs, and I could do a nice little photo shoot. So I got me a pair, and I had the first video on my TikTok when like I was like in my dorm room, like just over here, just trying them on and just doing little lines and things, and I look good. Um,
Yeah, right.
Started there, and then I got into Complexions, and then I actually got to be like in front, like I'm on the floor just looking at the footwork and the articulations of the shoe, and then I finally start like asking questions, and I start doing the choreography, Dwight's choreography, and if I can do it, then I can actually like do point, like I can do it.
Yes.
So then I started doing it. There was a moment when Dwight said, "You need to stop doing point because it's affecting your dancing."
Really?
Mm. And then in a more, I guess I would say in a more feminine way that it could be.
Mm.
And then next thing you know, I don't know, 2 years later, I'm doing Stardust. I'm on
But
stage.
if any of you had the pleasure of seeing Dwight Rhoden Stardust when Addison does Space Odyssey, ground control from Major Tom. I mean, I was playing it on one of my stories, and it just, the first time I saw you do it, I think when I first came back, or when I was working, I don't think you did it the night that I was there. You might have been I can't remember. But then when I finally saw you do it, I
Yeah,
was like, that's it. Bring the curtain in. We're done. Okay, that's all I need to see. I mean, and it's so slow, walk across the front. Oh, just
lip
brilliant.
singing. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Oh, it
They keep,
stole the show. It stopped the show cold. Trust, kids. Trust me, believe. So do you take class on point where you are now?
my first season I was, because I was getting ready to do the Josephine Baker role on point. I have them. I can. And they know that my social media, I do all of my point stuff just for social media now. There's no talks of me doing point anytime soon. But now I just do it for the pleasure of doing it stuff, which, it's so nice to be able to just, and I like merging house music and pop music to ballet. So, and that's what's really gravitating, and getting audience's eye when I'm like
No,
on.
your TikToks are hilarious, especially the one where you're like, oh no, and the leg just keeps going up. But so the for practical question is, how do you find? I mean, I don't know what size your feet are, but is it easy to find point shoes for yourself?
I am very fortunate because I have unisex feet. Uh, I don't have the normal like black male foot. Like I am flat footed, but I have a very narrow foot,
Mhm.
and I don't have a big bunion. So I'm able to just put on a nice size shoe. I am a size 10 in women,
Mhm.
but that's still a appropriate size
Mhm.
for point shoes. I'm not asking for like custom made shoes for like
Right.
size 13. So, so
Right.
no, my foot is narrow, and it's yeah, I'm very very fortunate that I could have just.
Yes. Oh, somebody just said my love, Jorge Ferreira. Do you know Jorge Ferreira?
I feel like I do.
I know. I haven't. I've been trying not to look at the comments because I
Um,
just don't like to
yeah.
be distracted. But so, what ballet? What points do you prefer?
Oh, right now, since I'm of age, I do Gainer Menden.
Yes.
I started out with Sancha and Grishko, and I did all the hard work that you do.
Yeah.
But now, I just need the pre-art shoe. I need the cushion in the front. I just need, since I'm only
Yeah.
for like 2 seconds, I'm not really out here dancing as of right now. But I'm very happy also to see on social media all the young men that are out here.
Absolutely.
Edward, in PNB, apprentice, young black man that's out here giving non-binary, and oh,
Yes.
so
And
good.
also from Complexions.
Maxfield.
Maxfield. What's that? There's that new company that he's in. Oh, I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, it's awful. But you're all on point. So maybe not. But would you ever like say guest or with a company like Ballet Trocadero or something like this?
I'm not exactly sure. At the moment, there's another company in California, Ballet 22,
Mm.
another male company, but they're doing a lot of like contemporary things. And I'm not really a classical dancer, so I'm not really trying to be out here. And then the drag aspect of it, of putting on a wig and tutu, wasn't really for me.
Right.
Um, so for me, that was like a big. I did audition for them. I took company class, um,
Hmm.
and they wanted me to come back because the director wasn't there. And I was
Hmm.
a like, I'll if anything, I would start my own thing. I would
Yes, I will support it. Do it, Addison.
go a one man show, and I was like, oh, I
Yes.
Turk Lewis or something to help keep me on my leg.
Please let us know. And before I let you go, I can't believe it's already been an hour. And actually, I was trying to go to see. I'm looking out the window. Sorry, guys. I was trying to go see Jamel Gaines Creative Outlet. They're performing tonight at Bryant Park at 7. But I don't know. This weather is looking really crazy right now. But it's 2 hours away. But outdoor programming.
Yes,
It's
that's.
hard. It's hard out here. Hey, Jillian. Oh my God. So is Innsbruck because I don't know the company that well, so I apologize for that. But is it the kind of company that does come to the States? Is there any talk of coming to the States?
No, they're not really a touring company. If
Okay.
there is an opportunity for them to travel somewhere, it's very hard to try and fit it in the already made schedule for the season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was talks of going to Spain at one point, and then the pandemic hit, so we don't know if that's going to happen. Um,
Yeah.
but to the States, it would have to be something really big and major,
Yeah.
especially to give us that much time off from.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so at the moment, no, because we just stay here and support our little community in the mountains, which they are so supportive. Like
That's awesome.
they will send letters and emails and tell us like who's not doing good, and it's really interesting. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy, but I really do love it here. Like there's a just to be able to dance these works. I wouldn't know where else in America I was gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
If I did want to do this, I would have to like audition for a major ballet company.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to go through rankings, and all of that which ballet companies provide. So
Right.
I definitely one of the best options that I've
Yes. Well, I am so happy that we finally got this in and you took the time. I know what time is it there?
It just turned 11:05 p.m.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So I am so happy to see your face. I'm so happy to talk to you today, Addison. You know I adore you.
Happy.
Ah. So please keep us posted on how we can support his Cash App is right there at the bottom, but his website is also pinned in my link tree in my bio, and just follow him on TikTok. All that information is on his website. It does link out to all your different pages, right?
Yeah, the link tree, yeah. Or you can just, just support me here on Instagram.
His merchandise,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. Any last thoughts for the youngins on the come up or people in your position?
Oh my gosh, just, I don't know. Keep your head up. It gets better.
It
Everything
does.
is just a moment in time. That's what I mainly recall, is that you'll be in pain for one moment and then 4 months pass by and it was a distant memory. Where we were last year was a moment. Now we're in a new moment. It's all just moments. So don't hold on too tight for a certain this moment, because a year 2022 is going to be a great year because my favorite number is 22 and my birthday is second. So the 22 is going to be great. And if you think about it, all the 22 dates, in the year, January, February, March, it's going to look beautiful on paper. So just,
That's true.
February 22nd, 2022 at 11:11 on Millie
Yes.
2.
I love it. I love it.
Enjoy that day. Enjoy the moment.
Well, I do hope that we can continue checking in, and if you're back here or if I somehow make it to Europe in the next couple of months, that we can hug up on each other. But I am here for you. This has been great. People, hey, Melissa's oh, love you both. Love you, Melissa. Dallas Black Zone, Tony.
Right.
Just doing it. But I adore you, and just keep in touch. And thank you for doing this. And stay healthy, and stay safe, and stay beautiful. We love you. I love you.
Mwah. I love you more. Come on, Daddy G.
I know. Get some rest, and you let yourself out, and I'll say my goodbyes. And I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, Addison. Yes, that was Addison Ector. I'm going to throw one more picture just so you guys understand who he is. He's just, on point. Look, I put this picture up earlier. Just beautiful. Okay, this is Addison Ector, kids. Please support him. Go to his website in my bio. Show him love. Show him support. Donate to his Cash App and Venmos and all. Buy his merchandise. It's raining out here. I was trying to go see Creative Outlet downtown, but I'm not sure now. I don't know what's going on. But Summer Stage is happening this weekend. We've got the Charlie Parker Jazz Festival happening all weekend. We're supposed to have a show also tonight at Marcus Garvey Park. Fingers crossed, I don't know. All this weekend, check out summerstage.org. We also have a big celebratory hip-hop show tomorrow at Coney Island Amphitheater. Sets aside at Go Brooklyn. And on Sunday, guys, I am hosting Invincible, a glorious tribute to Michael Jackson on the King of Pop's birthday at Coney Island. Doors open at 5 with DJ KS360. And then at 7, the show begins. And these dancers and actors and performers are phenomenal. I am hosting. The Coney Island Amphitheater is covered, completely covered. So if you're thinking about it's going to rain and you don't want to come out, don't worry, because it's completely covered. So I hope to see you this weekend somewhere. If not, I'll see you all soon. And again, support each other, be kind, stay loving, stay safe, wear your masks. Got to get through this. And I'll see you next time. Okay. Bye, everybody.